So I'm going to combine two questions. One is from Jay and the other is from Girish. They're both pursuing their B.techs. Jay is asking a question about why do most core electronic companies prefer only M.tech graduates, and Girish is asking that being a student from a tier 3 college, what do I do in order to get more limelight, more visibility at these core companies? Now it's important to understand how companies hire. Okay, every company, whether it's a startup or a really large established one, they want talent to solve problems. Okay, because they are advancing the various technical products that they are creating, which means that if you are solving more, if you want to solve things faster, if you want to solve things at scale, all of these things require many problems that need to be solved. And that's where engineering colleges are a great way to pick up talent, because one is they get people that have the ability that can work on these problems, but the other thing is they also get good ideas. Because let's say you're engineering graduates, you don't have an exposure to how things were done before, you come with a fresh mind. You come with an open and challenging mind. And that's how pretty much every company thinks of when it wants to hire talent. I'm going to share something which I've observed in a personal interaction with many engineering students across the country. You'll find so many of them who are talented, but they have just gone through the motions of an engineering experience. They did not have meaningful academic marks, and neither did they spend time on projects, neither did they strive for internships. And in such a case, it becomes very hard to stand out, and in many cases, the fundamentals are also not up to the mark. Now, which is why when you go to let's say, which is why in comparison to a master's student, that person is more focused, they have spent time honing a skill, so they are able to get past the technical barrier, the technical questions. Okay. Now, but do keep in mind that the pool of bachelor students is much larger than the pool of students that are completing an M.tech. You can't say that, hey, all the jobs have a M.tech preference. It's just that they may be more technically sound. Now, this is straight up advice. It may hit hard. So do have a self check that where do I stand on my knowledge about fundamentals, where do I stand on my coursework. Someone asked me real world questions on how would I solve that problem, would I be able to answer those? And if you are, then believe me, there are many ways to prove yourself. So now I'll answer Girish's question, which is, being an ECE student from, let's say, a tier 3 college, what is the ideal roadmap to get in front of large established companies? Girish, at this point, I'm assuming you're very confident in your technical abilities. In this case, I will recommend you to go about highlighting your work. Get onto social media. Start putting things on platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter. Share what you learn. And you see so many people, so many developers are doing this admirably very well, that they are writing Twitter threads or X threads. They're sharing things on LinkedIn. So this is not to just get the limelight to themselves, but what they are trying to do is educate others about how they went about solving a technical problem. And that gets more people to believe in your abilities. And another great way, which I have done in the past and continue to do so, is by attending and being active at professional societies. So don't just join an IEEE and put that, hey, I'm a member of IEEE on your resume. Participate in conferences, participate in events, because a number of times at these conferences, you have industry leaders, you have leading academics who visit these conferences, they chair them. And if you take on a meaningful role, one is you can drive a chapter at your college. The other is you can participate in local conferences that may happen in your city and try to attend them. Ideally, try to make a case so that your work gets published and you get an opportunity to present. And the beauty about attending these conferences is that it leads to very nice discussions. You get a chance to present your work, or if you're visiting, let's say, someone from the industry who's presenting their work, you can have an informal discussion with them. Thereby, they can get to know you a bit better. Right? So all this will lead to opening up doors to further conversations. I'm not saying this is the way to that you will get a job being offered, but it does give you a very good chance at being spotted, at being highlighted by the companies that you want to work for. Okay, so Jay and Girish, I combine your answers, which is, first, it is your duty to enhance your technical abilities. Be the best that you can. Okay, just you got into engineering for a reason. So be very, very strong at your work. And then second, find avenues to highlight your work, and you will get noticed and eventually placed at the companies you want to work for. Best of luck.